think it's time we talk about something very important in video games, that is water walking. It's a great, simple game mechanic, and many of you right now are probably thinking there's no way I'm going to fill an entire video just talking about walking on water in video games. Maybe you can't even name more than 2 games that have this concept. See, that's what I thought at first, but surprisingly water walking made its way into a lot of games for a lot of different reasons. So let's start off in the current generation of gaming and their usage of water walking. Because if I start off in the actual beginning of when water walking was introduced into video games, people's eyes would be seared by the horrendous graphics of the Nintendo Entertainment System. So in the current generation of video games, water walking is introduced kinda cinematically, most notably in Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, one of the earlier fights takes place entirely on a waterscape. Some lore nerd out there has to hold my hand and walk me through why this place is flooded, first of all, and also why my plate boots and my head made entirely of stone isn't sinking me. You could argue that this isn't water walking, although it is. You're standing on water, your ankles aren't even in the water, you are standing on water, this is water walking. But one could argue that it's just more of an aesthetic, it's not a game mechanic. Another recent game that has water walking is Kingdom Hearts 3. You see this boy in plaid over here is clearly walking on water, and punished Mickey is clearly upset that he's not obeying the laws of physics. This isn't the first time Kingdom Hearts has pulled this stunt of water walking. They used it in earlier entries as a platforming mechanic. So here's a list of some less interesting games that use water walking as game mechanics, such as Ultima. They had water walking, primarily as a convenience thing. Skyrim, one of the DLCs, added water walking. But if you think about it, with the amount of mods that Skyrim has, this is probably the least interesting thing in Skyrim. I mean, have you seen the Skeleton Trumpet for Feet mod? Oh yeah, and also World of Warcraft has a bunch of spells that gives you water walking, although it is all now obsolete due to you being able to fly at the speed of sound. It's mostly there for sad dads to fish, standing in a lonely body of water. The dead genre, that is, tactical RPGs, used to use water walking a lot. The pirate units of Fire Emblem could walk on water for some odd reason. I guess it was kind of like you have to use your imagination, and they're actually in tiny boats. Tactic Ogres had mermaids that could slither on water, although that's not exactly how mermaids work. Oh, and Final Fantasy Tactics had ninjas that could walk on water, and also I completely forgot that that's the whole thing about ninjas, right? They're able to walk on water. They throw kunais, they're very stealthy, and they walk on water. You might be questioning how ninjas and shinobis actually were able to walk on water in real life. It was quite simple. There's actually walkthroughs online. You have to center your chakra, and then you have to wear these advanced shoes that have air pockets in them. It was actually busted on Mythbusters. All jokes aside, water walking has actually played a role in lore and storytelling in some games. Final Fantasy used it a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean exactly 2 times. Yuna for Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X, she had the ability to walk on water. She did her whole dance. It was never explained how she had the ability to walk on water. It was never explained what the hell is going on in the game, in general, to be fair. Final Fantasy XIV has the character Uri Anger? I don't think that's his name. Anyway, him, to circumvent his challenges of being a poor swimmer, he learned how to walk on water. Oh, we cannot forget Metal Gear Solid. The franchise is generally over the top with everything. But they have this vampire who stands on water. Man, it's a weird game. Illidan from the Warcraft franchise has the ability to walk on water, although it was never shown in game, so here's a close approximation of how it would look like through using a bug in this game no one plays. As I said previously, water walking has played a role in platforming as well. There was a couple games, Castlevania introduced it in some of their series, in some of their games, and also this old game I'm not going to tell you the name of, because people probably stopped listening to me talking about walking on water. Also Golden Sun and Return to the Obra Dinn used it competently by adding puzzles that use water walking to solve them. There's been unintentional moments of water walking, meaning bugs and glitches in games. Doom was the first FPS. Here's a fact. Here's a little bit of trivia. Doom was the first FPS to introduce both water and water walking. Although the water walking is purely due to the limitation of the engine is running out. You were standing on water, yes, but you're just standing on a tile that looks like water. It wasn't until way later, 3 years later, that they actually introduced swimming in Duke Nukem. Other glitches, Nintendo has 3 broken-ass games that introduce water walking. Pikmin AR game, Of course, they're going to be walking on water. I don't know why this came up. It doesn't know that you're walking across a body of water. It's an AR game. Animal Crossing. And then Link to the Past. And finally, way back in 2008, when the world was still whole, the most interesting thing that happened that year, I guess, was that there was this bug in this Tiger Woods golf game, that allowed you to golf off of water, off of the body of water you accidentally hit the golf ball into. EA Sports later responded with a commercial. This is before Twitter. You had to actually, I guess, make a commercial to reply to people who upload videos to YouTube when YouTube was first created. Anyway, so EA Sports made a commercial that displayed Tiger Woods walking on water. This isn't a deepfake. This is before deepfakes. Golfing in water, stating that it wasn't a bug. Tiger Woods is so good he can walk on water and golf on water. And that's gonna do it for me. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and comment below if you want me to cover any other obscure concepts in video games. What do you have? Volcanoes,